Hey plant fans, this is Paul from Puny Plants. Today on Leaf Lessons, we're going to talk about the African violet. That's right, everybody just calm down, okay? The African violet. Let me just tell you something. I remember growing up, my mother had African violets. It seemed that African violets were everywhere. I remember in the grocery store, African violets. The nursery, African violets. Everywhere they were African violets. So I was kind of desensitized to them, and they never really interested me until I got some of my own. Okay, let me just tell you, I am fascinated with these plants now. Not only are they beautiful under the right conditions, you get them to bloom. I'll show you some other varieties. Not only are they beautiful, but they are incredibly easy to keep. Look at this, oh my God, so beautiful. And incredibly easy to propagate. Every color you can think of. Some of them have frilly petals on the flower. Some of them are doubled like little roses. Angular, all different shapes and size blossoms. And not just that, different shapes and sized plants in general, different statures. We have the semi-miniatures like this. You can see the difference in leaf size here. See that? It's a lot smaller. And these bloom just the same. This one hasn't been in light, it's taken a little rest. But semi-miniature. And then you also have the miniature. Look at these tiny little leaves. They're puny plants. But that's not it, okay? That's not just it, let's put it that way. Aside from them being beautiful, coming in different shapes, sizes, and colors, they are super easy to propagate. All you need to do is take one of the leaves, cut it off at the base, make sure you have enough petiole, which is like the leaf stem. You cut it at a 45-degree angle on the top portion of the petiole. This gives a lot of surface area for the plants once the petiole roots, once the leaf stem roots. It'll give enough surface area for a plant or plants to come up out of that stem. And here's an example of that. You could just put it in water like I did. Look at those roots, beautiful roots. And then we got plants. We have at least 2, 3 little plants here coming out of the leaf stem or the petiole. So 45-degree angle, they all came out of the same side. Plop it in a glass of water, and you start to see roots within a couple of weeks, and then little plants to follow. But you can also put them in potting soil or moss, so feel free to experiment, but all work the same. Again, plants are beautiful, they're easy. Make sure you give them bright light if you want the blooms. That's usually the reason why people get these plants, because they love the blossoms. The brightest light you can provide them, bright indirect light I would say, because direct sunlight, especially during midday, could scorch the leaves and scorch the plant and get it a bad sunburn. So I don't get direct sunlight where I keep these plants, so I have my LED lamps, and I have them about 6 to 8 inches above, and they bloom continuously. I mean, they haven't stopped, and I have new buds coming up all the time. You see these buds here, they just keep going. So very, very beautiful African violets. If you don't have any, go get yourself some. We have a lot of different varieties in the Etsy store, Puny Plants. Usually the leaves are for sale, but pretty soon we'll be having baby plants up as well. So yeah, African violets, an American favorite. Actually, they're favorite all over the world apparently. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see more videos, because there's a lot more to come. And again, this is Paul from Puny Plants, and I'll see you in the next video.